Good day everyone, Dean here, giving you an update to the emails you would be receiving in relation to the Aptus. So some of you may be familiar with an Aptus. It is a device that is designed to present online materials in a localized environment, so like an intranet, where there is no external connectivity, so no Wi-Fi, no dongles, no cable, so there's no internet coming in. So this is a video on the Aptus created by the Commonwealth of Learning, and it's on YouTube, and I'll send this to you in the follow-up email to this video presentation here. In the video you see a lady who is the teacher, you see some learners, students sat outside, and you see a classroom or a building. Now the building perhaps doesn't look as well received as many as the classrooms you may be familiar with, and consequently there may not be a reliable internet connection, if any internet at all. So the nature of this program, as agreed between the Ministry of Education and Dr. Hendricks at the Commonwealth of Learning, is to create content that will be accessible to these learners here on their Aptus device. So the teacher has an Aptus connected to a tablet or a laptop, and the students here are connecting to the Aptus device. Loaded onto the Aptus device is a Notesmaster version for the Aptus, a Moodle version, some videos, etc., and the learners are able to access all of this content. Because we are dealing with a localized environment, the context is links in our resources to external websites, videos that are copyrighted, quizzes from other websites cannot be accessed. So everything on the Aptus has to be uploaded to it. So in our resources, we will create text, images, videos, etc., that are then uploaded to the Aptus. We therefore need to have copyright permission, Creative Commons, etc., to allow us to do that. Critically, we cannot link outside the Aptus. So the nature of this program was to support you writers. So this video is a general video, so you'll be watching from Vanuatu, from Belize, from Zambia, from Mozambique as well, but we'll do a separate one for there because they speak Portuguese. And the nature is to highlight how we need to adapt our content for this. We need to do that because the program in Mozambique, is rolling out its pilot. And that pilot involves loading the content onto the Aptus. And in Mozambique, they have created content that looks something like this. So here we are logged into Armando's account. Armando's done a very good job authoring biology resources for the Mozambique program. Now obviously this is in Portuguese, so same layout, workspace, he has his syllabuses in Portuguese and he has created his resources. So if I select a couple, give you a bit of a basic idea, this is an example of the nice work done by Armando. Here he is, here's his text, and here's his Prezi that he has added, and his little activity section. You click on the Prezi, it plays. It loads up and then it plays. The challenge here is that this Prezi is loading up from an external source. So in an Aptus environment, there is no link to that external source. Okay, that's the first point. So this Prezi will not be suitable for the Aptus environment. Armando authors content for IEDA, which if you're in Zambia is similar to Zacode. So there will be a group of learners who will have internet connectivity and they will be able to access this content created by Armando. So in this case, he has a nice image and he has a link in this resource taking you to another website so that you can read more about it. Okay, so it's a Portuguese website. He then has a nice image and he has a link to his text taking him to another website. And then he has a nice image. The images are all fine. Creative Commons, you can use them. The text is fine. And now he has a video. So the video is from YouTube, and it would be either copyrighted or free to use under Creative Commons. This is a copyrighted video. So you can use it in the context of the online environment, but there is not permission to download this video to then upload it to the Aptus here so that the learners can watch it here. There is now a Slideshare. The similar issue occurs with this Slideshare. The Slideshare can be inserted into Notesmaster, but it cannot be then used in the Aptus because the owner may not give you permission, or Slideshare do not allow their technology, this particular slide, to be downloaded and then uploaded somewhere else. So you can download your Slideshare to your computer or to your Notesmaster note, but it's a different thing because the embed code that you are all using is pulling this Slideshare in from the internet, but it is not critically allowing you to install this on a server so it can be played on an Aptus. And the other element is that Armando has created a link to an external quiz. So this is a first-class resource from Armando. He has done an excellent job, And the disconnect or the challenge is that there will be persons at IEDA, at ZACOD, at your schools in Vanuatu, and of course at the schools and open schools in Belize, so at Gwen Lizaraga, etc. So Gwen Liz, ZACOD, IEDA, you will all have internet connectivity and your learners will be able to benefit from this exciting, brilliant resource. The challenge, of course, is that the program is designed to engage persons in schools that do not have internet connectivity. And that means whilst we have created content in this environment and an online environment that is extremely useful and first class, our challenge is that this will have some pedagogical implications when used on an Aptus. So this link will not work on an Aptus, which may be okay because you have the text. The video, however, will not play, which may be a little bit disappointing. So if you consider reading a resource, getting to this point and suddenly being told, you can't watch the video, and the Slideshare may not play. So the obvious option is to just remove these, to delete these context and then fill them out with something, replace it with something, or to just have a shorter resource. As Dr. Hendricks has advised, there is a difference between the content that you can provide via the Aptus versus online. So what will generally happen here, and I'll use this note from Armando's account as an example. This is his resource, and I will use this, but I will write in English to just give you a better example so you understand. The intention is not to delete this resource. You do not have to recreate from scratch anything. The issue is more, we need to tailor our existing resources towards the new Aptus format, or the agreed Aptus format, let us say. The program is prioritizing getting this content to those most in need. So if you have already created your content, you see a copy button here. Click copy. The page will reload. I will type Aptus here. So this is Aptus content. And then I will scroll down. I will deactivate my links by clicking on this link, deactivating the link there. Scrolling down further, clicking on it, deactivating the link there. Scrolling down further. This video, unless I can find a video on Cellular Animale that is Creative Commons, I will have to delete it. So let us take a look on how I could possibly do that. If I go to YouTube and I type Cellular animale. I am given a set of videos, and here is our video here. This one corresponds with this one. So if I just move these closer along here. This, however, is a complete list of videos. So suppose I click Filter. This is what I need to do. And now suppose I click Creative Commons. I'm able to see Creative Commons videos on YouTube. Click Creative Commons, and I now see a set of videos on Cellular Animale that I can use. So your task would be to review these videos. Here is one under Creative Commons that we have found. So this is a Creative Commons one, matching our Creative Commons here. We know it's matching because we have our Creative Commons filter on. So if we go back to our search results, we filter Creative Commons. So these are all Creative Commons videos. We have this one here, inserted here, and we insert. So we now have a Creative Commons video. When we finalize the resources, we will download these videos and upload them to Notesmaster. So we will do all of that. You just need to update them with a Creative Commons video. Then the Slideshare. Slideshares, we will simply remove. So click on it, delete it. If you wish to add additional text to replace the Slideshare, or if you wish to copy and paste the text from the Slideshare because the Slideshare is available for you to do so, then you can update this section. So if you have used the Slideshare to convey some elements of your topic, then you can remove the actual Slideshare but update the text here. So we will delete that, let's say for this example. The quiz is not going to be used in the Aptus because we cannot link to it. It's a closed environment, so we cannot send the learner outside to link to this quiz, so we'll delete it. Okay. And in simple terms, tidy up our resource just a little bit, give it a little bit of a save, and this is our new resource. Save it again, close it up, and we have, as the page updates for us, we have our, whoops, close that here, we have our Aptus resource here, Aptus Compare una cellula, with our original. So here's the original, compare, everything going with all its bells and whistles. And if your learners at Gwenliz or any of the other open schools, at Zacod, at IEDA want to use it, that's fine. But for the purpose of our Aptus program, this is what the resource will look like. No external links. You can paste them in, but they won't be active. No videos that are not Creative Commons, and no links to other quizzes. So it's a simpler note. It's a simpler creation process. No Slideshare, no Prezi. You're just using Creative Commons websites. Now you may recall a website or a set of websites that have been previously shared. So here are some for you that I've shared in previous emails. And here's the links to the Slideshare, Prezi, Sway. So this component has proved too much of a challenge in incorporating into the Slideshare, into the Prezis and the Slideshares and all of that into the Aptus. So I think some of you may have used Sway as well. So for all of this case, we will not be using it. Pixton is one which we will observe and see if we can just paste in the code fully or take a screenshot of your Pixton cartoon and add it as an image. So Pixton will still be okay because it can be used as an image that we can upload, but these others, Sway, Prezi, Slideshare, require you to link to those sites. So we will do this updating of Pixton. I know some of you, Florentina in Belize, and some of you in Vanuatu have done an excellent job learning Pixton. So do not worry, your work is not wasted. We will update these for you. So to just refresh, with a slightly different example, just so you can see what I mean. The key issue is if I give you an example of a resource purely from Belize, just so you understand from a different context, but pretty much the same. So here I am logged in as Stephanie from Belize, and Stephanie has done a great job creating her resources for life skills, excuse me. And it's a similar process. So I'm just using two to highlight the situation for you clearly. If you're from Zambia, if you're from Vanuatu, it's exactly the same. This is Stephanie's resource here on creative thinking, her text, her little image, and her video, and a link. So this link takes you somewhere else. We can't have that now in our Aptus programs, and this video needs to be Creative Commons. So what would we do? We would copy this by clicking copy, put Aptus at the front. So this will distinguish content as being for the Aptus. We will scroll down, click on our video, how to have better creative thinking. How to have better creative thinking. Okay, it comes up in YouTube. We check our filter, we select Creative Commons, and we now have a different set of videos. So if we remove the filter, we see here that this is a video that Stephanie has used, but this is not a Creative Commons video. So we'll need to update this video. Select Creative Commons. Have a look if any of these are useful or suitable. Click on this one. Let's have a look. Watch it if you like it. Copy it. Go back to YouTube as you would do normally. Click search. Whoops. Let's paste in our web address that we have found. Creative Commons techniques here. Pasting it in gives you a nice quick option to find it. Okay, so we have choice, create, creative thinking. That looks the same, doesn't it? So we're all well and away. Okay, we go back, we can see the list of videos. Here we are, creative thinking techniques. This is the same Creative Commons one. Click on it, insert it. So we have a Creative Commons video here, which when we do a finalizing of your resources, will upload to the Notesmaster platform. So you don't worry about doing that. We need to remove this link because it's no longer going to be used in terms of linking persons to external places. But this, of course, if you're a life skills learner who does have access to the internet, that link would be very useful. So that is why we are copying and duplicating resources and not obviously deleting them. So we have Stephanie, who's done a great job here. Close this resource. And it should update for us. Aptus Creative Thinking. I click on this. This is my new Aptus note, Creative Thinking. Pretty much the same, slightly different video, but no quiz. Just as you see for this one. The quiz element, of course, is taken care of because we have all been creating our own quizzes on Notesmaster, and Stephanie's done an excellent job here. So if I take the test with Stephanie, creative thinking is comprised of creative or, let me click on that. There we go. I've got it wrong. Inventing. So there is a set of quizzes already for the objective. So it's not a challenge that we are removing that quiz link. What we're doing is containing now everything on the Aptus. So you click on this, and when you're edited and you're happy with your Aptus resource, just click share. Scroll down to all these groups that you call Ministry of Education group and share your Aptus resource with the group. Click save. So Stephanie will now have 2 resources shared here. There we go. So I appreciate it. Some of you may feel that you want to put as much creativity into your work as you can. That is stuff you can still do. You have been given the skills and the training, and you have the support to accessorize your content. But it's important in the directive from Cole that we are, along with your Ministry of Education, working to meet the needs of the 15 open schools. So the ministry has agreed to support 15 open schools, and many of them will have little or no internet. So it's important we can reach them. So I don't want this video to be too long. It might be already. I would love to give you a demonstration of some of the great content from Vanuatu and some of the wonderful stuff that Matthews or Dixon's or Precious have done in Zambia. I know some persons, Brian and Philip, have done over 100 resources. So they've done an excellent job there. So the challenge is to simply reduce the amount of content in those resources. And if you are creating new resources, there is a template. And that's the last thing I show you here. You, in this example, click on it in your syllabus. Click here, click to add a new resource, and let's just call it Aptus. Click create. And I'm going to go to my template as before, and I'm going to see two things. So if you are doing a TVET in Vanuatu, so Emmanuel, Gerald, Agnes, this is what you'll select. Everybody else, just select Aptus Template. Okay. And the Aptus Template is pretty similar to what you've seen before. Your title, introduction, your text, an image. So you find your image, and once you find your image, you click on Insert Image. You upload that image to my personal folder and you insert it. So your image is already uploaded. Okay, that's important. So your image is uploaded. You're not linking to the image. And then you use your video in the same way, but we use the filter to find Creative Commons videos. We no longer need to find a link for a quiz, and you no longer need to add links to other websites, and you can add a practical activity and something to remember, a little summary at the end. Okay, so that is our Aptus template. Now, I'll be connecting with each of you, each of the groups, just to make sure everything is fully understood. So it's much simpler than it sounds. And going forward, I know some of you still have many more resources to create. This should much simplify the process. Okay, thank you very much for watching. I know it's a little long, but hopefully it's pretty much skills that you have already anyway. Okay, I'll be in touch.